Hey newsies, let's talk for a moment about something that might be uncomfortable: race. We know that many of these conversations have been popping up in our industry. A lot of times this is something that has affected us who are journalists of color, but we may not have always felt safe to discuss it or talk about it because we are supposed to remain unbiased or not have opinions. But now that this conversation has begun to rise up and a lot of our fellow journalists of color have felt more empowered to talk about it, I wanted to talk about it as well, especially in light of what is happening right now in Wisconsin. I've seen a lot of my Black fellow journalists saying they are exhausted and they can't bear to watch the video. And in a lot of ways, I feel the same. Of course, I do not have the same experience as a Black person because I am not. But I feel that heaviness. And so yesterday, a book came to me at just the right moment. This is a book by Dr. Gail Parker. It's called Restorative Yoga for Ethnic and Race-Based Stress and Trauma. It's something that I've ordered a while ago. She just released the book. And in yoga, it is incredible how things appear to come to you at the right moment in time. Whatever you believe, universe, God, energy, the divine, things will come when they're supposed to come. And I just want to read you a small excerpt from it before I get into a loving kindness meditation for fellow journalists of color, as we know that racism is very prevalent in the news cycle we are covering now. So this is Dr. Gail Parker, and this is what she says in her introduction to the book. In order to effect social change, we have to approach the task of educating ourselves and of healing our internal wounds with courage, dedication, and devotion. But the work we have to do goes beyond the policy changes, diversity and inclusion initiatives and laws. The work we have to do requires shifts in consciousness, and it starts with individual personal transformation. No law or policy can make that happen. It is a time to shine a light on our own ethnic and racial wounds and to begin the process of healing ourselves. This new revolution is going to be internalized, not broadcast or televised. Now is a time for a change of heart, change that occurs from the inside out. Just beautiful words there from Dr. Gail Parker. I will now begin guiding you through a loving kindness meditation. So taking a deep breath, come to a seated place wherever feels right for you. And just begin to notice the small waves of breath, of air, of oxygen that are moving in through the nose and out through the nose. Noticing any sounds around you, and in this moment, allowing them to be a part of the experience. Whenever you're ready, come to a place of peace. If finding stillness is difficult, you can hold on to an object, anything at all, a rock, a pen, any object, if you need something to go back to. And then whenever you're ready, as you continue the breath, can you find something, someone, a thought, a belief, a prayer that helps you relax and brings you peace? Is there anything you're sensing in this moment that is giving you comfort? Perhaps, what would it be like if you could identify something that reminds you of loving kindness? Again, a thought, a belief, someone, a prayer, a a place, a smell. And how can you engage in this loving kindness to help alleviate suffering within yourself? Noticing what might be coming up in this loving kindness. Now, as you continue into this breath, can you use that same loving kindness and direct it to someone or something, a thought, a belief, something that's had a meaningful impact in your life? Same loving kindness, someone who's made a difference, sending that thing, that person, that belief, that prayer, loving kindness. And now, can you direct that same loving kindness perhaps to a stranger? Perhaps you were at the grocery store. Maybe there's a neighbor you don't know very well. Just sending a little loving kindness. Perhaps it's someone you've interviewed or a source that has helped you. Sending them loving kindness. Now, as you continue through this breath, is there something, someone, a thought, a belief that's been difficult in your life? What would it be like if you directed that same loving kindness to the difficulty? Any energy that's too much or too strong, can you use your out breath to push it out? Knowing you always have that object to come back to if it gets too much. And now gently come back to that loving kindness, that initial thought, belief, prayer, someone, something that helps you relax and brings you peace. Coming back to the loving kindness. And then can you slowly redirect it to yourself? Sending loving kindness to your body, to your mind, to your soul, your Atman. Sending loving kindness to yourself. Knowing that you have the tools to engage in this loving kindness. And what would it be like if we use them to help alleviate suffering within ourselves? You have an open invitation to stay here as long as you'd like. But if you're ready to continue about your day, just begin to deepen your breath here. If you had your eyes closed, simply begin to deepen the breath, slowly blinking them open. If your gaze was soft, slowly bringing the gaze up and noticing the things around you. Remembering to be kind and graceful with ourselves as we continue on in our journey of life.